Hi, in our group we had Samantha Wilson, Amanda Edwards, Jennifer Aguilar, and Urbadine Urban. And we did fourth grade, and our PSYOP strategy was four corner vocabulary. Our content objective was students will be able to identify natural resources, ways of conservation, and safety procedures by accurately describing the three subjects using four corner vocabulary. Our language objectives were the students will be able to explain ways that conservation is important to our resources by writing three sentences in their science journal. The TEKs that we used were 4.1a. The students are expected to demonstrate safety practices and the use of safety equipment as described in the Texas safety standards during classroom and outdoor investigations. And then 4.2e, and its use of a dictionary or glossary to determine the meanings, some symbols, and pronunciations of unknown words.
Talking about safety, conservation, and resources. Can you tell me what safety is? All right, tell me what safety is.
So we don't get hurt.
Okay. Anybody else?
The rules.
Okay. What about the rules? Can you tell me what rules are?
Like no running in the hall.
No running in the hall. All right. What about rules in the science lab?
Don't eat anything.
In the science lab, what about procedures? Rules and procedures, are they the same thing?
No.
What's the difference?
One is what you're not supposed to do, and one's like steps to do something.
Okay. What are some of the steps in science in the science lab?
Put on goggles.
Okay. What about clothes? Are those one of the rules or procedures?
Yeah.
That's under safety. So what about the clothes? What can you tell me about the clothes?
You have to have something with sleeves.
Sleeves. Okay.
No long hair down.
And what about your feet?
Your feet have to be covered.
And sandals or what kind of shoes?
Nikes.
I don't think tennis shoes. I think protective shoes, like protective boots or something like that. You have to protect yourself in the science lab. Okay? Everybody understand what I just said? What did I repeat? Can you repeat that?
You have to protect yourself.
Okay.
With your clothes.
With your clothes.
Procedures and rules.
Okay. All right. Then we have supplies. Certain supplies is used in the science lab. What are some of the supplies we use in the science lab?
Fire.
Fire. It's kind of dangerous too, don't you think? So if we have fire in the science lab, what do we need to have in there?
Water.
Water. What does a fireman use when he puts out fire?
Foam.
Foam. What about in the kitchen? When you're at home in the kitchen and you're supposed to have this red thing and it's supposed to be in your kitchen.
Fire.
What is that called?
A fire extinguisher.
Fire extinguisher. Very good. So those are the safety measurements you need to follow. Here are a list of safety guidelines. And for instance, we have animal hazard. We have explosive hazard. What is explosive hazard? What does that mean? Explosive hazard.
It can blow up.
It can blow up. All right, then we have glassware hazard. What is glassware hazard?
Like the stuff you put chemicals in.
Chemicals, okay. But what do they mean by hazard?
That it could bust.
Okay. All right. And then electrical hazard. Electrical.
It can shock you.
It can shock you. So you have to be careful around these things. That's why it says safety. All right. Then we have conservation. Can we say conservation?
Conservation.
Very good. What do you think that means?
It kind of sounds like conserve.
Conserve. And conserve means,
To not use everything.
okay. Anything else?
You save it.
Save it. Okay. What about keep? What is that? That comes under conservation.
Like you don't let anybody use it.
Don't let anybody use it. And then we have protect. Protect what? Conservation.
Whatever you have to protect. So nobody can use all of it. Can it be animals, like on a conservation farm? I went to one of those.
Okay, animals. So we conserving animals. We conserve water. We conserve
Electricity?
electricity. Okay. All right, next we have resources.
So some of the resources that we have today are water, food, shelter, and energy. Where do we get our water from? The rain. That's right. And where does the rain go so that we can collect the water?
It goes through streams. It goes through pipes.
Okay, awesome. Yes. So our resources can come from rivers and lakes where the rain falls to, and that's where they would pump the water out that goes into your pipes. Food. Where would we get our food from?
Gardening or
HEB. And where does HEB get the food from?
farmers.
That's right, farmers. So food and animals and farms are great resources. Shelter. What is shelter? Can anybody tell me? Your
Like
house?
an animal shelter?
Almost. What does it do for the animals? Does it protect them?
It protects. That's where they sleep.
Okay, awesome. So if you have shelter, you have a safe place for you to sleep, eat, and do your homework and watch TV. Energy. Can anybody tell me what energy is?
Is that the sun?
Yes, that's right, the sun. So the sun can be used as a resource. One great resource that we have are trees. Some of the trees that we use as a resource can be used for shelter and even the paper that you write on every day. One of the great things about these resources is that some can be reusable and some of them cannot. So that's why we have to conserve some of our resources, like our water. Because if we're taking water from a lake too much, then we won't have any water to use. So conservation and resources go really great together. Can anybody tell me any resources that you use every day?
Use water every day.
Okay. Anybody else?
I use electricity when I'm getting ready to turn on the lights.
Okay, awesome. So now they have been using different sorts of energy from the wind and from the sun to make the electricity in our houses and homes and even our cars. So energy comes from lots of different places, not just these resources.
Okay, boys and girls, our activity today, we're going to be using our four-corner vocabulary. So if you could please take out your science journals and open up to a nice blank page, and I'll give you a second to do that. Is everybody ready? Thumbs up? Good. So, we talked about safety, conservation, and resources. Which two of these go together hand in hand? Which two of these are partners? Yes.
Conservation and resources.
Yes, that's right. Because we need to conserve our resources. Or in other words, we need to save our tools that we use every day. So what I need you to do is I need you to draw your big rectangle that you use for your four-corner vocabulary. I know this isn't the first time we've done this. So go ahead and do that. And remember to label your boxes or write the different words in your boxes. You're going to write your word, your definition, which is your meaning. You're going to write a sentence using the word, and you're going to draw a picture to help you remember what that word is and what it means. So I'll give you a couple of seconds to do that. Make sure that it's nice and neat because you'll be able to use these on your test. If everyone is ready, thumbs up. Awesome. Okay, so some of these words can be a little bit tough. I know conservation, some of you struggled with resources. So what we're going to do is we're going to break it down into smaller categories. So what were one of the things that we said that we could do when it came to conservation? What does this mean?
That's where we put our plastic bottles at home.
Right, so you can put your plastic bottles, you can put paper, and what is it called when you're doing these things? Yes.
Recycling.
Recycling, that's right, because we're going to recycle the use of these things. So we're going to do it again. So in your first box where it says word, we're going to write recycle. Okay, so our definition, does it need to be big and fancy? No, right? So who can tell me in just a few words what recycling is? Yes.
When you use it again.
So I said using a resource over again. And that helps us to do what?
Conserve.
To conserve it. So I said recycling is using a resource over again to conserve it. Who can give me a sentence about recycling? Somebody said that they use it at home. Somebody said that it's using things again. So what is a good word or a good sentence that we can use to explain how we use recycling? Yes.
My mommy recycles newspapers every day.
Yes, that's a good one. Remember to underline your vocabulary words so you know which one you're using.
My dad recycles his Coke cans.
That's really good, and you can put that in your vocabulary box right there for your sentence. So, if your sentence is, my mommy recycles newspaper every day, what could your picture be?
He could draw a picture of their mom putting paper in a recycle box.
Okay. Anyone else? Anyone else have ideas? Any other pictures we could do? Yes.
What the Coke cans or soda cans or bottles.
Right, so we can also draw a soda can right here. And that is also going into the recycling. So that's a really good picture. Does everyone understand how we're using our vocabulary, our four-corner vocabulary in our journals?
Yes.
Okay, so what I want you to do is we did this one together. I want you to draw 2 more of these organizers of your four-corner vocabulary, and you can pick your own word that you think that you'll need help with. Because some people might understand what procedures mean, but some people don't. Some people might understand shelter and some people don't. So pick your own 2 words that you struggled with or you thought were kind of difficult or challenging and write those down. Then you can work with your partner next to you and y'all can fill in your chart together.